No other position in hockey has undergone as many transformations as goaltending. Over the years, the role of the goaltender has evolved in ways that have dramatically shaped the way the game is played. These changes haven't just been about new equipment or rules, but also about the very techniques and strategies that goaltenders use to keep the puck out of the net. Let's delve into the fascinating evolution of hockey goaltending from its early days to the modern era. Early goaltending, the stand-up era. In the earliest days of hockey, the role of the goaltender was vastly different from what we see today. Initially, goaltenders were supposed to stay on their feet at all times. The idea was that standing up provided the best opportunity to block the puck with the body and stick, which was the primary defense against the puck entering the net. Dropping to the ice was not only discouraged, but was actually against the rules. If a goaltender dropped to their knees or laid out on the ice in an attempt to make a save, they would be penalized with a minor infraction and fined $2, regardless of whether the action was intentional or not. This strict rule against leaving one's feet led to many goals being scored, as goaltenders were limited in their ability to react to shots aimed low or to the corners of the net. The high scores in games became a concern for the NHL, particularly as some players, like the prolific Joe Malone, were averaging over 2 goals per game. This level of scoring was exciting, but also highlighted the need for more effective goaltending. Realizing the limitations imposed by the rules, the NHL made a pivotal decision on January 9, 1918. Frank Calder, the NHL president at the time, sent a letter to all teams announcing that the rule prohibiting goaltenders from leaving their feet was being lifted. This change allowed goaltenders to use any means necessary to stop the puck, forever altering the nature of the position. For the first time, goaltenders could drop to their knees, slide across the crease, or even dive to make a save, ushering in a new era of goaltending. Changing goaltending, equipment and technique innovations. A significant change in goaltending equipment came with the invention of the goalie mask. Before the mask's introduction, goaltenders played without facial protection, often resulting in severe injuries. Jacques Plante, a goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens, changed this forever. On November 1, 1959, during a game against the New York Rangers, Plante was struck in the face by a puck, breaking his nose and requiring 7 stitches. After being treated, Plante returned to the ice, but only on the condition that he be allowed to wear a mask. His coach, Toey Blake, reluctantly agreed, and Plante became the first goaltender to regularly wear a mask in games. Plante's decision was revolutionary. Initially met with skepticism, the mask soon became an essential piece of equipment for all goaltenders. Today, wearing a mask is mandatory in the NHL, and modern masks are designed with advanced materials to protect goaltenders from the high-speed shots that are now a staple of the game. Around the same time that equipment was evolving, goaltending techniques were also undergoing significant changes. In the late 1960s, Glenn Hall, one of the most respected goaltenders of his era, introduced a technique that would revolutionize the position: the butterfly. This technique involved dropping to the knees and spreading the legs outward to cover the bottom portion of the net. By doing this, Hall was able to block shots that would have previously slid past the standing goaltender. The butterfly technique provided a way to protect the lower part of the net, which had become increasingly vulnerable as players began to shoot more accurately. The butterfly style was initially used by a few forward-thinking goaltenders, but it wasn't until the mid to late 1980s that it truly took off, thanks to Patrick Roy. Roy, a young goaltender with the Montreal Canadiens, popularized the butterfly style, making it his trademark. His success in the NHL, including leading the Canadiens to multiple Stanley Cup victories, made the butterfly the dominant goaltending technique. By the late 1980s, most goaltenders were adopting some form of the butterfly, and it remains a foundational technique in modern goaltending. The scramble style, a unique approach. While the butterfly technique became the standard, the early 1990s saw the emergence of a new, highly unorthodox style known as the scramble style. This approach was popularized by Dominik Hasek. Hasek's path to stardom was anything but typical, and his playing style reflected that. The scramble style was unlike anything seen before in professional hockey. It had no defined form or technique. Instead, Hasek relied on his incredible reflexes, agility, and creativity to stop pucks in ways that defied conventional goaltending wisdom. This unpredictable and chaotic style earned Hasek the nickname the Dominator, and helped him become one of the most successful goaltenders in NHL history, winning multiple Vezina trophies as the league's best goaltender, and 2 Hart trophies as the league's most valuable player. Modern goaltending, the hybrid era. As the game has continued to evolve, so too has the role of the goaltender. Today, the most common approach is the hybrid goaltending style, which combines elements of both the stand-up and butterfly techniques. This style is designed to offer goaltenders the flexibility to adapt to different situations on the ice. For example, a goaltender might use the butterfly technique to block a low shot, but then quickly transition to a stand-up position to handle a rebound or a high shot. The hybrid style requires goaltenders to be highly adaptable, with quick reflexes and the ability to read players as they develop. It's a dynamic approach that often involves a combination of technical skill and intuition. While the stand-up style has largely disappeared from the game, Bill Ranford in the 1990s, being one of the last notable goaltenders to use it, the hybrid style incorporates some of its principles, particularly the emphasis on staying upright when necessary to cover the upper parts of the net. The legacy of goaltending evolution. The evolution of goaltending is a testament to the ever-changing nature of hockey. From the early days when goaltenders were penalized for leaving their feet, to the introduction of the butterfly technique and the scramble style, goaltending has continuously adapted to meet the demands of the game. Each era has brought new challenges and innovations, leading to the diverse array of styles we see today. As we look back at the history of goaltending, it's clear that no single technique or approach defines the position. Instead, it's the willingness to innovate and adapt that has allowed goaltenders to succeed. Whether you're a fan of the butterfly, a devotee of the hybrid style, or simply fascinated by the scramble style's unpredictability, there's no denying that goaltending remains one of the most exciting and essential aspects of hockey. So, which goaltending style is your favorite? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the evolution of hockey goaltending. Subscribe to Puck Talk TV so you don't miss an upload.